Membership.
Welcome back to the Senate Committee on Government Operations meeting of Wednesday, March 12th, and we are considering S56 again. We've made some changes, and I want to thank Tim Devlin for coming in with the ones that we had talked about earlier. I think all that remains, is the composition of the study group. I think everything else we sort of, well, there's one other item too near the end, that's number of meetings. But let's, and I'll just respectfully suggest that we do away with a member of the House of Representatives and a member of the Senate.
Yes.
So there's two gone. I'd like I'd like to get down to 7, but we might have area of compromise. I don't think, again, just personal, that we need to have 2 folks from the same association. So I don't care whether we take.
Are you going, starting at the top?
Yes. So 1 member representing the Association of Africans Living in Vermont, and then on line 4, 1 member nominated by the Association of Africans Living in Vermont. I don't think we need both of them. You're on page 2.
Oh, okay. I'm still on page 1.
I would suggest we strike the one in line 4. So in line on page 2, line 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, sorry, but before you guys.
Do you want to? Okay, we'll go back to page
I
1.
haven't finished on page 1.
I have a thought on page 1 as well, and this thought came from
Okay.
an attorney who works in this arena.
Oh, okay.
Who do you want to get rid of? I shouldn't say it that way.
I don't think we need the Secretary of Human Services, given that the Office of Refugee, the Vermont Refugee Office is in AHS.
That's what I was going to say
So
too.
you have, great line signaling. That
So,
is already. in
Line
AHS.
18, strike that.
Yep, I
Okay.
would strike
Okay.
line 18. I would say.
Labor Commissioner, I think this is.
Yes. Agreed.
No, I actually, now that we've created the Office of Workforce Strategy and Development, I would say I would put in the Director of the Office of Workforce Strategy and Development instead of the Commissioner of Labor, because that is the person we have created this office to coordinate all workforce development.
It's a member appointed by the Commissioner of Labor, not the Commissioner of
Okay,
Labor.
well, I'm happy to keep that that way if you want, but I just want to remind us that we have
Okay.
a workforce development office.
Racial equity, I think, to keep.
Or you could, sorry, there are 2 options there. One is the SACWA director, and the other is, of course, our Director of Workforce Development, which is Jay Ramsey. So you could, and either one of them would be better than, yeah. And then and keeping 6.
Yeah.
Thing 6.
Okay.
And then on page 2,
Yes, we have a duplication.
line 4,
Yeah.
Tanya and I are suggesting we
Yeah.
eliminate that.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think line 8 needs to be there either, but that's just me. The Brattleboro Development Credit Corporation.
They represent this huge Afghanistani community, but we have
We
actually
have Afghan.
Afghan
So the
lines further down.
Suggestion that was made to me was to eliminate that because they should be incorporated in the World Education Services.
So,
So I agree with you on eliminating line 8.
And
okay.
also, just generally, I have a hard time with just 2 refugee populations. We have so many other new Americans.
So we
And
need to add
so many-
migrant justice to this list.
Well, yeah, but
That's the one I wanted to add was migrant justice, because we've called out our population of Africans and our population of Afghans,
Yeah.
but we haven't done anything
there
or
are Nepalese, there are, people from, all over the world
Yes.
that have come here as refugees and or as new Americans. Yeah, they got a hard time just focusing on 3 or 4. It would
Well,
be great if there were.
The other option we could do, rather than adding, we've added OPR in the consultation group with community-based organizations. We could add,
Where do you have that?
well, I jumped ahead of page 3. Rather than, again, break down our refugee population into little splinter groups, we could have them all seek consultation from those groups without somebody being actually on the study group.
So I worry about making it too government heavy and not enough representation of the people actually on the ground doing the work.
Okay.
And so I hear Allison's point, and I know at least in Chittenden County, ALB represents a wide spread of people. They represent the Somali Bantu community, they represent the Nepali community. So I do want to make sure we're really hearing from the people on the ground. So I'm hesitant to pull those out and make it fit entirely.
But you're
government
going to
people.
make sure we include mine.
But I do want to include migrant justice.
And,
However, I have from Jill Martin Diaz's
right,
that we can eliminate the Vermont Asylum Assistance Project. They will be there. They could be added to be in consultation with.
Oh,
so where do you see the income? I'm just missing, oh, okay, here it
yeah.
is, on line 8.
So the suggestion was made to me in that in consultation part, in addition to the Office of Professional Regulation, to move the Vermont Asylum Assistance Project there
Yes.
and to add the Vermont Human Rights Commission. So that and VHRC could be the consulted with.
What about
HRC?
World
I don't
Education
think-
Services?
I mean, they could just raise their hand and say, we'd like to consult. I mean, but I'm not sure that. They-
Sorry, what? Two
What-
people were talking to me about very
Yeah.
good process.
The World Education Services, I don't know. That's-
Oh,
They should be there. That's the person who has done the national work on
Okay.
developing these ONAs.
But strike line 12 and replace that with,
Strike line 12 and move that organization to
Right.
consultation.
okay, yeah,
sorry, I'm missing. Yes, strike S.
Yes, right, yeah.
Yeah,
The suggestion was also made that we could strike G.
I agree. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've got 7.
Look at that.
and you're including migrant justice.
Oh, no.
That's where I got the 8. Well, I think we might have struck one more. Yeah, that's where I got to 8.
Okay.
Oh, for Senator Wade's benefit.
Yes, who'd you get rid of so far?
Well, again, we're probably using
Wait,
the wrong verb. We're not getting rid of anybody. We're just eliminating them from the list.
I've got 7.
I've got
Okay.
8.
Oh, no, I've got,
So on page 1, line 14, strike that.
Okay.
Line 16, strike that.
Okay.
Line 18, strike that.
Oh, okay.
And then on page 2, strike line 4. Line, oh, I had 8, but you talked me into that,
Into,
keeping that ratable development credit work.
no,
No.
that's,
no,
Okay.
no, it's
Right,
rural
eight.
education services.
Yes.
yeah,
right.
World Education Services. That we
Yeah,
want to
okay. And then strike 12 and 14.
So F and G.
So we need, I think in all fairness, we need one more to make it 9, which is what our chair had wanted, an odd number.
Yeah, well, if we had migrant justice, we're gonna have to find somebody else because I don't want 8 is just,
Right. And that's where I said, I think I could get, if we, so we could,
Somebody with, do we have somebody with lived experience?
I think
We have a new American.
I think that's what G was trying to.
is that what it, well, no, it said serving, not being.
I think we need one new American with, who's lived here who's moved here in the last 20 years or something. I mean, I think we need a.
And you don't think that one of the organizations like the Afghan Alliance or
They might,
the
they might.
ALB would appoint that
I
person?
would hope that they, no.
I mean, we can name it explicitly, that's fine with me. To add the 9th person and have it explicitly be someone who is appointed either by the governor, or someone.
Yeah.
That
New
has.
American or, yeah.
well, let's
or
think about it.
refugee.
What's the downside of leaving it at 8?
You're the one who wanted an odd.
I know.
I have no problem living in it.
They're not voting on anything necessarily. They're just
Fine. Keep it on.
studying. It's a study
It's
group.
fine.
Just
happy with 9.
Yeah, odd is nice for vote, but you're right.
What do you think?
I just X'd out the ones that you guys said, and that only left us 7.
Yeah, but we're adding migrant
We're
justice
adding migrant. That's what we're.
as a concession.
Oh, instead of the, okay, gotcha.
instead of the asylum,
Yeah.
we'll put migrant justice in. And then the only other thing I had was the number of meetings. I'd say 10, argue with me if you want.
I mean, so here's my question. The report is not due until September 1st of 2026. If they were to come back to us next year and say we need 5 more meetings, we could give those to them.
Yeah.
I think I'm okay then
With that.
with 10, as long as we have an openness to if they come back and say the work's not done,
Okay.
we would be willing to give them more time.
Are they gonna be doing it like once a month? Is that the?
Well,
That's up to them.
that would work out mathematically to some degree.
Yeah.
They could have 2 in a month and skip them. I don't know. That's up to them.
So who are they? They're staffed by the Agency of Human Services?
Yeah, I believe.
Because if they're staffed by Ledge Council, they need to be, we do.
They are staffed by
They're
AHS.
staffed by AHS.
Has AHS agreed to that? I guess
It
with
was in the original
Tracy.
bill.
Tracy was here and she, yeah.
So. I think we're done. Does anybody have any doubts, concerns?
No, I think this is terrific. I'm really so pleased we're doing this.
Okay, so tomorrow. In my view, we've got 3 bills left that we need to pass. The open meeting law revisions. The synthetic media and this one, New Americans. If the House doesn't vote the advertising bill at 84 out tomorrow, we'll have 4 bills to do. I'd like maybe to do 2 tomorrow and 2 Friday.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
I think this is ready to go once we see a clean draft.
Okay. Now, the question is, reporters,
May I please report it?
which one?
This one?
Of course.
You represent the community with the most diversity in Vermont.
I do.
Okay, that leaves 3 or 2 other ones to report.
Which you,
The synthetic media or the open meeting one. And I'm willing to do one of them if somebody else wants to do the other one. You still haven't done anything. I don't mean it that way.
oh, yeah, you could do open
I can do
meeting.
the open meeting when it needed me to, or the
Okay,
meeting.
are you comfortable though? I don't want you to stand up and then have somebody question and,
Well, as long as I have it
Look at
right
how-
somehow. You guys
well, you
help
can
me write
request
it.
a section by section, yeah.
Yeah, if you guys wanted to help me, whatever, we can figure that out.
Okay,
So I just wanna,
It will kind of be on.
I've never done it before, so that'd be good.
no, I know that, but there's always the first one.
Yeah, I know. It's like standing up today. I'm never gonna do that again.
Well, but you requested an explanation, so.
Unless you have a real explanation, generally it's a good idea.
Yeah.
People very rarely explain their votes on the Senate.
Yeah.
That was very unusual.
It's
Yeah.
because it's all the House members coming over, not realizing that they're not supposed to do that over here.
Those former House members.
Former House members.
Sam Douglas.
Yeah,
former
so
House-
I'm just gonna shut up and not do it again. It's easier that way.
No, but you shouldn't feel that way either. This is all learning. You
Yeah.
think I don't have doubts about whether we did a good job today or last week? I mean, that's just human nature. You always question yourself. The idea is to get better, get more comfortable.
Exactly.
We all do
So-
it.
It's just like Lieutenant Governor Rogers came to me this afternoon afterwards, and he said, you know, Richie's never said anything. He just says no and doesn't get up and says anything. And
Well,
he
I've
said-
done that.
But most
Sometimes
people
too.
just vote. In the Senate, in the House, if you go and watch it, a
Yeah.
House session, everybody explains their votes.
Yeah.
That's why it takes
It's
them
exhausting.
So,
3
There's
days,
also
3 days to do 1 hour's worth of work.
There's also a lot of them.
yeah, 150 opposed to 30.
Okay, let me suggest this. Your bill will vote out Friday then, which gives you the weekend
Yeah.
to prepare because it'll go on notice Tuesday and then it'll be out for second reading on Wednesday, probably, unless there's money in the open, there's some money in here.
I don't think there's any money in it.
Okay,
Great.
so,
Way to go, Larry. Thank you for stepping up and doing that. It's a very.
So which one? I'm gonna do the,
whichever one you want. If you want to do the,
You know
deep
what?
one,
I would suggest Larry's perfect for the open meeting law because Larry is the select board member.
okay,
You could do a great job.
and I'll do the deep fake bill.
and that open meeting bill is, I'm sorry, what number is that again?
59.
59?
Yeah.
Okay.
By the way, you all should have a copy of the latest version of that. Tucker sent it earlier today and I forwarded it.
Okay, yeah, it's one you just sent to me.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll get that, I'll read that, I'll take notes on each.
Do we?
And legislative council can help you too. They can do a section by section
Yeah.
summary for you.
Okay,
And they'll be there on the floor too. So if for some reason you're like, whoa, wait, I'm being interrogated. I didn't expect this, which will help talk to people beforehand so they know what's coming.
And we can also help answer.
Exactly.
True.
Yeah, you're not alone out there. We're a little
Okay.
team.
The three of us sat through this argument last year a lot, so you've got some experts to back you up.
okay, good.
Also, Jillian can get you
Witness.
the dates, the witnesses, the vote, and the dates that we discussed it in committee, so you can review the YouTube,
Mhm.
which is helpful.
Yeah.
And
You know, it's funny, Elson, my cousin, he's been trying to watch us and for some reason he can't get on.
Oh.
He's been trying to watch us to see where we're at. Because he said you're supposed to be able to like live stream.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he said he cannot do it. He could watch
oh,
the House and he can watch the Senate chambers, but he can't get committees for some.
Interesting.
We can send the link. I can show you.
Yeah.
It
I was
might,
gonna say, cause I've got people who like,
my mom might be
comment
watching
on
right
what's
now.
going on. Like literally just got a text message that was like commenting on exactly what we were doing. So we
which is a little irritating, and it's frustrating.
Yeah, I'll show you
On the
how to
other
do
hand,
it.
Like Big Brother's watching.
Yeah, but when I need like the community support, it's nice for them to be like, yeah, I do that.
We don't have a synthetic media person. And
I
I know you.
Brian.
Oh, yeah. Oh, great, it's because he's the media man.
Yeah, I mean, we tickled it a little bit from where it started.
It's your media.
We've given some exemptions to people that asked for it, and I think it's still a good bill, with all due respect. Maybe we should have banned it, but I appreciate that.
You gotta speak at a very quick pace and a high voice.
Now I want him to use his broadcaster voice.
Oh, yeah, start out like.
I don't know if I have it anymore.
And this bill also has to
Hold
back
on.
up.
Brian, your broadcaster voice is used every time we start our meetings.
Yeah, I know. I
I
do.
love it.
I
think
do it
it's
without
great.
even thinking.
I think it's great.
All right.
Okay, committee, anything else today?
Oh, probably 88 things, but
No, okay,
Oh, resolution and executive order.
next week.
It's not bound to the crossover deadline, so
Oh,
we
no.
wanted to give
So
the
the rest
crossover stuff
Mhm.
priority.
tomorrow resolution, there's a resolution tomorrow on the floor and Zoe Saunders.
Mhm.
Yeah, confirmation.
It could be a day.
Well, I don't think a lot of people are planning on speaking about it. I think it'll just be a vote, but I could be incorrect.
At this point, I never know what to expect.
Yeah.
Although the Senate is a little bit more predictable than the House was. I generally felt like in the House, I would be like, there's no way this is controversial. And then we'd spend 3 hours debating cemetery fencing.
Yeah.
Well, the same as town meeting.
Well, let me thank you on behalf of your chair. I think we're doing good work.
We think you're doing good.
Well,
Thank
thank
you.
I think all three of these bills will go out 5-0, which is good. That's why we work together and compromise when we in order to get what we feel we should get. And
Homework, it's a nice.
you're doing a good job. So thanks. And we'll see all of you tomorrow.